Oh, good evening, everyone. There's no one here, of course, but good evening nonetheless. Tonight, I'm going to do a bit of a primer on the Dino deck. There was somebody that requested that on the Tubes of You, and so I thought it wasn't a bad idea to go over. I'm going to pull up my version of Dino. No, it's Dino 6.0. Crap. Oh, this is the wrong one. Load. Let's go ahead and put this up. No, this up. Load. Dino 6.0. Yep. I've done a lot of variants of the Dino deck. If time allows, I may actually try an AT Dino deck that merges Dinos and Armor later, after Armor had such a strong showing in the Golden Gauntlet. By the way, shout out to Eon and his spectacular win with Pummel Pack in his deck. I may try that. It actually doesn't sound bad for a single Brawn on the board. But we'll see. So, the core of the deck, in terms of what you have to have in terms of legendaries, you must have 3 bronze. Without 3 bronze, you're not going anywhere. You must also have 3 Thunderswords. Thundersword can wane a little bit in the meta, particularly if Soul Reap starts showing up a lot, but Thundersword is just critical to what you're trying to do with this deck. It grows as it takes damage, and then you're healing it with Brawn, and it becomes an unstoppable monster. The other 2 legendaries I have in this deck are Shardplate Behemoth and Pterodon Ridgeback. Ridgeback is a solid attack creature. The freaking gosh, a stupid client. 1, 2. Single click to view the card. Ridgeback is a solid attack creature. Works a decent enough underdrop. It doesn't have a lot of health, although with the addition of Mastodon, this guy has gone up quite a bit in value, in my opinion. When you can buff his health and get more than 1 activation off him, he gets terrifying. Yes, he is not as good as Ferocious Roar or any buff spell, really, because it's all going to happen post-combat. That doesn't really matter for this guy, because your goal is to have creatures surviving 1 combat with Brawn to heal them after the fact. So if your creatures are dying in combat, while it would be nice to be able to get him to trigger beforehand, his stats make up for that kind of drawback there. I still only run 2 of him. He is not a card that I'm going to want to play a ton of, but when he comes up and is useful, he's quite nice. Shardplate Behemoth is one of those cards that is statted such that it is absolutely ridiculous. It synergizes spectacularly with Brawn, because its attack scales with its health, so you heal it, it gets its attack back. It's got better stats than most any creature in the game at 10, 10, 15, 15, 25, 25. Doesn't have a bad level. It's just such a strong Terra card. It trades 1-for-1 with pretty much any... Actually, it trades positively with pretty much any rank 1 card. 1-for-1 with a few, but... it still trades 1-for-1 with quite a few rank 2 cards when it's underleveled, which makes it just absurdly powerful. And it gives the deck a little bit more consistency that it really needs. Yes, it's not a Dino. It is, in fact, the only creature in this... no, it's one of 2 creatures in this this constructed that does not have... is not a Dino or is not a spell. So we'll go ahead and talk about the other creature first. And this is an AT build. I prefer the AT to the NT, or NU. Gosh darn it. UT to the NU. There we go. Borean Windweaver. I only run 2 of her. She's not a card that I necessarily want to level, but she makes for an excellent win condition at later levels to just drop down and give everybody mobility. And there are plenty of opportunities with 2 creatures that have an on-hit effect in Ridgeback and Brawn to have drop her, move things out of the way of blockers, and get through for the on-hit effect. This current version has Shardbound Invokers. I'm actually going to cut those. We'll talk about why in just a minute. Tremorsaur new with the, so that is, so the core of the deck is really going to be Brawn, Thundersaur, and the blah blah Mastodon, and the, where is he? Pterodon Rex. Why is Pterodon Rex not in this list? There he is. I'm going to go ahead and bump myself up to 3 Pterodon Rexes. That was one reason that I cut the, oh gosh. It's 1T, Pterodon Rex. One reason that I cut the Shardbound Invokers gives me a spot back for Rex. He makes dinosaurs grow, and when almost every creature you're playing is a dinosaur, that makes, gosh darn it, stupid double click, makes every other dinosaur better. He's got decent stats. They get a lot better if you can buff them with a Ridgeback, with another Rex, or with Mastodon. Mastodon is the other card that is pretty much required for the core of the deck. It has elevated Dinos into, from a just that much shy of Tier 1 in Set 5 back into a Tier 1 deck. Being able to give all of your creatures, or all of your dinosaurs, when you have this many dinosaurs, it's pretty much all your creatures plus health, can turn the tide of so many combats. Generally, plus health is less powerful a buff than plus attack, but when you do it to every creature on the field and drop a 7 attack creature, that makes for spectacular shenanigans. Also, it synergizes so well with Brawn, who's healing that additional health you gave everybody. Roaming Warclaw is also pretty much a requirement for this deck to give you cheap Brawn activations. The token is the perfect creature to drop Brawn on top of. Do not be afraid to drop Brawn on top of other creatures in this deck, though. Let's see here. Talk about Windweaver, Brawn, Mastodon, Warclaw. Yeah, the 1/1 Raptor token is perfect for Brawn. In fact, it is. Anytime you have Brawn and Roaming Warclaw in your hand, almost 100% of the time your play is play Roaming Warclaw, play Brawn on top of the token. Not quite, but pretty darn close. You do have to be a little bit careful playing the tokens. You can open yourself up to being Zrath's Willed by a zombie deck very easily with it. Same goes for Thundersaur and Tremorsaur. Tremorsaur I'm a bit more on the fence about. I can see myself cutting this guy out of the deck. If he had Breakthrough, he would be on par with Thundersaur. Not having Breakthrough and not having a stupendous health at rank 1 makes him very suspect to just dying with no effect. You can generally play him into an open lane on the board and get him to grow some with an unblocked creature on your opponent, but it's a riskier play and it often doesn't work out. When it does, it's spectacular and great, but I would almost always rather play a Thundersaur than a Tremorsaur. It is not a bad card by any stretch of the imagination, but it's something that I could see myself cutting. And we've got a little bit of removal with Thunderstomp. The other reason that I talked about removing the Shardbound Invokers is I'm also going to put some Shatterbolts in here to deal with the current meta. Shatterbolt is not a spectacular card, but it answers a decent bit of the current meta right now. If you haven't seen the Golden Gauntlet, there were a ton of armor decks. And this will take care very easily of that new armor robot, or any of the armor robots really, because they all have low health or just die when they're hit. And at 5, 9, 14 damage, it's respectable. It also can act as a closer because it can go to the face, unlike Thunderstomp. So if you're close, you can just murder them with Shatterbolt. And at 6 removal spells, it's not overbearing on what the deck is wanting to do. And if you're not playing against an armor deck, you can completely ignore Shatterbolt 95% of the time and not have to worry with it. This is Dino Deck version, Dino Deck 6.0, Dino 6.0 version 2. So, let's go see how this plays. And welcome to no one. Okay. Let's see here. Overwrite Dark Retribution, and go. Alright, so we're going to go jump into a constructed queue and see how this tinkering works. Now let's go ahead and turn some back into, well, it's going to turn it into itself. Let's see here, Dino 6.0 version 2. So Dino is a fairly aggressive deck. I want to be able to get out to an early lead with Pterodon Rex and Bronze. Having an 8/8 breakthrough that heals is terrifying. My ideal starting hand would be Pterodon Rex turn 1, and then Roaming Warclaw Brawn turn 2. Doesn't happen often, but when it does, it's just remarkable. That puts you in such a strong board position that it's hard for your opponent to do much. There are plenty of times when I play a Dino on the first turn and then strongly consider overriding it with Brawn on the second. That's part of the reason I think Pommel Pack and the Armor deck may be an interesting pairing. Again, as I said, if time allows, I would go back and kind of tinker with that. As starting hands go, this one doesn't particularly excite me. I'm going to drop the Ridgeback. Dropping Brawn might be a better play.
Hey, did you unplug my network cable the other day or something?
No, dear, I did not.
Okay. That's not getting enough. You don't have to help me with myself. I noticed that the Cat 5 cable that is connected to the wall seems to be missing a prong. Well, not a prong. The
Oh, it's not because of your. Oh, it's not necessarily because of that.
okay.
It's because the router in the thing is dead. We never replaced it. The Mac was being on Wi-Fi.
It's not working. It says it's on Wi-Fi, but I'm not able to go anywhere.
You might check and see what that you're on the right Wi-Fi, but
Oh no. Yeah.
I don't know, dear.
Okay, well, I'll mess with it more. I thought it was doing a wired connection, and I noticed that, I can't remember what that's called, but, you know, the connector at the end of your Cat 5 cable, the little thing you push down,
Yeah, the thing holds it into the wall.
yeah, it seems to be broken out. So I thought
Yeah.
maybe that was the problem.
No, it's because of the switch.
Do you want the cats in or out?
Prefer them out,
Come
but
on, Case.
every one of them came in when we opened the door.
They love you.
That's all right. Just leave the door open.
Hi! 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 Mama. Dada.
And my daughter's up.
Was her door locked?
Yep.
Oh, God.
Do you want to give me a good night kiss,
No,
Talitha?
Tom. I see poop on her leg. Oh, God. I think you need a new diaper, Talitha.
Yep, definitely Poopy. Well, I'm in the middle of the game. I'm playing my Ridgeback. I wanted to give you some more explanations, but circumstances have prevented me from that. Talitha, go to Mama. Talitha, go to Mama. And he battle brands Ridgeback and drops an Ambriel. I think I'll drop a Shard. Yeah, Shard Plate and Roaming Warclaw. I'll call it a turn there. He's probably going to buff that Ambriel out the wazoo, and I just lost both my Shatter Bolts, but not much I can do about it at this point. He's obviously running Ambriel. Well, I won't say obviously, but he's probably running Ambriel's Edicts. On the bright side, I've got Brawn and Roaming Warclaw, so if need be, I can just drop. Never mind. And Burnouts. We will be dropping. We would prefer to put Brawn over here, but ooh, I actually don't get to the armor, so I don't get the healing off. That's not good. Well, I'm still dropping Brawn over here. And Mastodon over here. Unfortunately, Brawn doesn't actually do damage because armor prevents damage from left to right. Yeah, I thought about, instead of the Shatter Bolts, I thought about putting the Obsidian Spitters in here because they are dinosaurs. They just have such terrible stats. Absolutely terrible stats. Let's see what he does here. I would expect him to move over and block Brawn. I could be wrong. Really wish I had one of my Shatter Bolts right now, but the nice thing about Shatter Bolt is they are not level gated. They will remove armor from any level creature. The other nice thing is if he plays a second creature, it will remove 2 armor from Ambriel. Wow. Okay, I did not see that one coming. Yes, dear! We're going to drop Pterodon Rex, click Battle, and drop a Behemoth. I'm coming! Alright, I'm back. All the cats are out of my room. My daughter's taken care of, I hope. And apparently I'm going to die. Drop Ridgeback, and, sorry, drop Rex and Ridgeback. That should be enough to clear Ambriel. I missed what happened. It had to be an Ambriel's Edict. Right, Ambriel's Edict, yep. And a meta transfer. Lovely, and Iron Maiden. Awesome. Exactly what I always wanted to see. Well, I've got that Shatterbolt and Thunderstomp, so hopefully I can handle whatever he plays. Or not. I know I've made him wait a while, and I apologize, Mr. Fister. Welcome, Hargrada, and Inmander, and Saint Fence, and Sideshow Nick, and Swooty8. That was 9 damage. What was that? Battle Branch. Leveling a Pummel Pack 2. What did you level with your Battle Branch earlier? Nano Swarm. Yeah, that's terrifying. Okay. So we will drop a Mastodon. And another Mastodon. I know none of that gets through, but I feel pretty decent with this board state. I will definitely make sure that Ambriel dies next turn. Probably. If he buffs it with double Pummel Pack or something, I will just laugh my butt off as I Shatterbolt it away out of existence. That will actually be quite funny to me. But with Nano Swarm, my Dino, okay, my Dino now becomes Brawn target. Yeah, I Thunder Stomp this guy away. And drop... Don't have a lot of buff in the deck, so Thunder Sword without a target to attack it doesn't work out so well. I'll just drop a Windweaver and call it a turn. And now, importantly, my Ridgeback that is my Brawn fodder is all the way on the right side of the board. Which means if he drops an Ambriel, any damage from the left side of the board will apply before Brawn's damage. So if Brawn gets through for even 1 damage, it obviously won't be blocked. It gives me a shot. Now he's stalling, but I can live with that. I chose to play Mastodon here because I would far rather Brawn survive an Ambriel's Edict than the Sharkbite Behemoth.
When you get the swing games, we have to strip our bed.
Okay. My next turn is kind of a no-brainer. I'm going to play Rex and Brawn on top of the Mastodon and just win. I drop Rex. I drop Brawn. And that's 40 damage. Good game, Mr. Fister. There's the concession. He would have needed Ambriel 3 plus Ambriel's Edict to come back at that point. And I'm not even sure that would have done it. Alright, I have to go strip my daughter's bed because my wife can't live there, so. And I'll be right back. Again, sorry about this. once again, everything is taken care of. My daughter's poopy bed is changed. Her diaper is changed. If I sound a little grumpy, I apologize. I had a very long day at work. Came home, had to do some chores around the house, and finally got to sit down and play. And then she unlocked her door and came out and said, "Yeah, I'm poopy," and you've seen the rest. Oh, I am so tired. But we will forge ahead. I will open up with Rowing Warclaw. My opponent is probably not on Necrium because almost every Necrium deck runs Duskmaw. And this opens up my Brawn options, I hope. I fully expect to see more armor. Because as Hargrada said earlier, it is the meta of Pummel Pack and armor. Now, I will freely admit that I got very lucky last game in my 3.1. Pterodon Rex 3, Brawn 3 is ridiculously powerful if you can get the Brawn to trigger. And, yeah. I won't say I won the game because of that, but that definitely decided the game. I may have still won without it, but it would have at least been a fight. That was a knockout blow in the second round, or I guess third round for the analogy to work. Now, I opened up with the Rowing Warclaw because I expect to be able to draw into a Brawn to play on the Raptor. If I weren't going to open up with Rowing Warclaw to this hand, I'd probably go with the Ridgeback. Shardplate Behemoth is nice to level, because like I said, it's got a great stats at every level. But I would rather have it as an underdrop rather than the 6-drop as an underdrop for later player levels. So it is not generally a leveling priority for me. Oh, he is on Necrium. Kills off the Raptor. That's disappointing. Kills off the Roaming Warclaw. That is also disappointing. Now I have no dinos, so I'm just going to level Brawn and a War Charger. No, I'm just going to double Brawn here. I'm not going to kill one of these guys very deliberately, because a deck that opens up with 2 Dire Hounds almost assuredly is running Varna's Pact or Varna or Immortal Echoes. And that's kind of the point of playing Dire Hounds like that. So I will ignore them. Holy crap. As long as possible. Double Lycian Shard. I don't honestly know what to say to that. Aside from, holy crap. We will think about this for a minute. I think we have to throw things away to kill off one of the Dire Hounds. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But I don't really know that I have a lot of option. I can't sit here and take 10 a turn. Or, sorry, 20 a turn. Yeah. So I've still got him in a position where, well, I guess the Dire Hound will die here. So I could be hurting very badly at this point. If I can survive player level 1, the game's looking pretty good for me. If I can't survive player level 1, I'm probably gonna die. Obviously, I can't survive player level 1. I fully expect an Immortal Echoes here. Because this Dire Hound in 4 will be dead. Pull back. Siphon. Awesome. Just awesome. I really wish I had a, who's it? The Dino Strike. Thunderstomp, there we go. Because this is murder. He's drawn remarkably well for what he's trying to do. And that is proving to be a major problem for me. This is just big dumb animals with dire hounds and Lycian shards. And I'm not having answers for it, which is really frustrating me. We'll do it that way. Yes, he can heal. I still think that I have better cards level than he does. I just have to survive to get to play them, which is easier said than done. Because at this point, he's in player level 2, so that gets to shrink that. Fortunately, thanks to the Pterodon buff, it doesn't actually kill it. So, of course. I am so dead. Lycian Siphon kills me here, and there's not a darn thing I can do about it. Dire Hound functionally kills me here. Howl of Zith kills me here. That was just an utter domination from the start. I don't know what I could have done differently. Yeah, that one hurt. His double Dire Hound, double Lycian Shard that I really didn't see coming just murdered me. He got so far ahead and I didn't have an answer. Ah, A1 Wrath of Croft. Good luck, sir. I guess this should be Wraith of Croft. I've always read that as Wrath, but it is Wraith with the A1. Yeah, it was painful. Justicar, so he has a counter to my Brawn play. I think we will throw Thundersaur and Mastodon, though. Get a Brawn, yeah, I can do this. Even though Brawn's going to shrink, it's still going to have positive attack value. Red Bolt, okay. Yeah. But we'll be healing the Thundersaur, which is what I want. The problem with that is if I make that play, the Duskmaw is a problem and kills my Thundersaur, potentially, for free. I think it's still probably worth it. Yeah, I think I want to do it. Because if he doesn't have the tendrils in hand... Wow, that sucks. That was horrible. I don't have... Yeah, that was just bad. Good job with your Leyline Sentry there. Cackle will blow up the Thundersaur. And there's the Arbiter. Fortunately, my Dino Knight... Never mind. My Dino Knight's dead. Well... He played Cacklebones last turn, so I better go ahead and level up Brawn here, so I don't just lose the play. And then play my Dino here and over here, and Thunderstomp this guy away. He had all 5 lanes filled, so the Raptor play didn't have the possibility of triggering a Sentry. Double Justicar. Awesome! Not awesome. I'm looking at another loss here, I think. Rex. And if I play Brawn now, it has negative attack. If I wait, this raptor has already killed itself. Jeez, this is bad. Battle. I guess we will throw the Ridgeback over here. I have a bad feeling about this game. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I can come back. But it is not looking good for the home team. You have your tendrils, I assume? No, a scythe. Damage to the face, and your Crypt Conjurer lives. We will throw Rex over here, Mastodon over here, clear what I can, and then die. This has not been my night. Playing the Leyline Sentry to the board. And there's the tendrils. And a Dreadbolt. Because why not? I have to mitigate what damage I can. Fortunately, I have the Mastodon to clear the Duskmaw. But I'm getting dangerously close to being in Halazith range. And that will be very, very bad for me. Cackle blows up the Thundersoar, and then he drops an Arbiter, so I don't get my free play. No, he did not drop an Arbiter. I'm at 11! I'm pretty certain that I am dead. That's basically the only way I have a chance, and it's a very tiny chance at that. Because if he has any Necrium spell, I'm dead. Ah! I'm super dead. Alright, so that's a 1 and 2 start. And that was completely a set 5 deck. I don't even think I saw a card from set 6 in it. That just handed me my butt. Open with a Rex, battling in turn. And probably lose this game too, because that's just the way my night's going. So after this game, I'm going to go and try to make a crazy deck. Let's see here. We will level a Rex and run Roughshod over an Arbiter. Yay, another Brawn. Yeah, we'll just play another Brawn. I've I've got Shatterbolts to deal with this guy if he does some sort of crazy armor shenanigans. 10-10. It's disappointing. My Dino Knight's gone. We'll drop the Ridgeback and the Mastodon. Enabling the Ridgeback to survive at least, even if my Roaring Warclaw didn't. And Aegis Knight. No gauntlets. Well, I'll show you what I think of that. Shatterbolt. Ah, crap. Cancel. Not a Shatterbolt. I guess I have to use Brawn to take him out. And let's see here. 12, so it will kill it, but it won't heal because it won't get through for damage. So, Mastodon? Yeah, I got open lane Mastodon here. Battle. In turn. Oh, it did heal from the Brawn. Dino Knight didn't get through, but Brawn did. And I'm not sure what you're going to do with that. Aegis Knight? Okay. We will go ahead and drop the Pterodon Rex and Romy Warclaw and cancel the token. I don't want to give him a free Leyline Sentry. Token's not worth it here. All we'd be doing is blocking 8 damage. Could have put the Roaring Warclaw over here. That might have been a better play. I have dinos, Thunderstomp. Yeah, I think this is what I want to do. Thunderstomp, Thunderstomp, and play a Ridgeback. That saves my Roaring Warclaw. The Ridgeback's not in any danger of dying. The Behemoth is significantly weaker. Sentinel plus Aegis Knight? Yep. But unfortunately for you, you left my Ridgeback alive, which makes this an absolutely terrifying play. Because I kill your Aegis Knight over there, and then give +2/+2 to my board, and heal 5. And that should be game. I don't think he has anything in the deck that can handle Dino Knight. No, that is game. Good game, Lenny Vine. That was a 2-2 round. Got absolutely toasted by somebody that drew remarkably well against me. Used a very aggressive overload strategy to perfection. I give him props for that. I don't think his deck is nearly consistent enough. And if somebody endures its early game, he's screwed. But it did handle my deck very well. And then I lost to